Representatives from the capital city of Fujian Province, China, Fuzhou, came to Silicon Valley on Saturday the 19th to meet with many high-tech organizations and professionals. They went to promote the city and all that it has to offer for businesses and technology partnerships. Silicon Valley Chinese Association board members hosted the event in Cupertino. Silicon Valley Engineer Association and many university students associations attended the meeting.
留学人员、女士们、先生们，大家中午好。首先，非常感谢董建龙参赞刚才一番热情洋溢的讲话，使我非常的感动。
We interviewed Rongsheng Chen, the bureau director of the Fuzhou Municipal Bureau of Civil Servants, about his hopes for the cooperation.
这个非常高兴，这次来到北美硅谷。那么我们这次的话，是我们福州市的领导带队，也是第一次到硅谷来。但是我们希望这不是最后一次，我们希望从今天开始，我们会来更多次。那么福州的话是东南沿海的省会城市，也是台湾海峡对岸的唯一的一个省会城市。那么这几年的话，我们中央的话给予了海峡西岸经济区特别多的优惠政策。那么在这个经济发展的过程中的话，这几年的话，我们跟台湾的经济发展相对比，应该说有了很大的长足的进步。那么也希望的话，通过跟世界的沟通，跟我们华人社会的沟通的话，能够吸引更多的华人华侨，吸引更多的国际化的人才到我们福州来发展、来创业。
Representatives from both Fuzhou and Silicon Valley hope to work together to promote entrepreneurship and the growth of new ideas and business ventures in both areas. Yibing He, John Berge, ICN, San Francisco. In President Obama's second inaugural address yesterday, he urged political leaders to rise above the bitter arguments that plagued his first term. He begins his second term ambitiously pursuing the goals he laid forth in the November election. Obama touched on rebuilding the economy, strengthening entitlement programs for future generations, and addressing the threat of climate change. He said of climate change that a failure to confront it would betray our children and future generations. Despite all the recent talks of budget cuts, Obama was committed to keeping programs such as Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security. His overall message was to come together as a nation and to stay strong in the face of hardships. Yibing He, John Berge, ICN, San Francisco. Graffiti is a constant problem that has caused trouble for the city of San Francisco for years. Cleaning it up off of walls and storefronts costs the city upwards of $20 million per year, according to the San Francisco Police Department. Since the 1990s, the city has had an anti-graffiti task force that tries to crack down on gangs and troublemakers who tag buildings and public areas to mark their territory or just to deface property. Around 250 people are arrested per year for the crime of graffiti. Penalties can include restitution to the victim and community service, which includes education to show them the damage that they're doing. Yibing He, John Berge, ICN, San Francisco. China's leading scientific institution, the Chinese Academy of Sciences, is aiming to expand its influence by establishing overseas branches around the world. The CAS has started building a comprehensive research center in Kenya and plans to bring branches to Central Asia, Southeast Asia, and Latin America. Chinese scientists made a number of influential achievements last year, including the discovery of factors that control the development of intelligence and the successful test flight of a stratospheric aircraft. The CAS also announced that it will carry out research on the cause and control of atmospheric dust following record levels of air pollution that hit multiple cities in China last week. Yibing He, John Berge, ICN, San Francisco. The Robert Mondavi Winery in Napa Valley has been growing into a popular tourist destination in California. One of the luxury bottles that the winery offers is Tokalan, which is named after the vineyard and can only be purchased at the winery itself and in select restaurants in the Napa area.
Our Tokalan wine is 100% Cabernet Sauvignon from our best vines on the property. It is the winemaker's baby. It is very much our namesake.
If you would like to try some Robert Mondavi wine, some more affordable options are the Mondavi Private Selection and the Woodbridge label. Yibing He, John Berge, ICN, San Francisco. San Francisco Supervisor David Campos' proposal to rename the San Francisco International Airport after Harvey Milk continues to see controversy. Estimates show that changing the name of the airport would cost over $250,000, including changes to all of the signs, documentation, and other things that show the name. We asked some travelers about the airport and if they knew of Harvey Milk.
Did you all, is this your first time come to US?
Yes.
Do you know the person Harvey Milk?
No.
Sorry, I don't know.
Do you know Harvey Milk?
I don't know.
No.
Do you know this airport's name?
Sorry, I don't
San Francisco National Airport.
Yes, San Francisco International Airport.
Many believe it would be a poor choice to confuse millions of people just to honor one, and that the money could be better spent by the city in other ways, such as supporting the homeless and those in need. Yibing He, John Berge, ICN, San Francisco. Groundbreaking begins on Friday for a Whole Foods market in Fremont, the first step in the city's plan for creating a strong central downtown neighborhood. City officials believe that the store will draw in a good crowd and will be useful to the housing developments also being constructed in the area. The Whole Foods market will be on a 3.75-acre site at the corner of Paseo Padre and Maury Avenue, and another 13,000 square feet is being set aside there for other retail. Feedback for the store opening has been generally positive, with many Fremont residents looking forward to a higher-class shopping area. Yibing He, John Berge, ICN, San Francisco. China remains the top destination for manufacturing and should retain the spot over the next 5 years, according to an international survey released on Tuesday. The survey was based on interviews with more than 550 chief executive officers and senior leaders at manufacturing companies around the world. China still has relatively lower labor costs and is above average in the attractiveness of its corporate tax rates. China is becoming more of a developed economy competitor than its emerging economy counterparts. There are some things getting in the way of Chinese manufacturing, such as the RMB's appreciation over the US dollar, which is particularly negative for Chinese products' competitiveness. Yibing He, John Berge, ICN, San Francisco. The America's Cup is coming back to San Francisco this year, and this time it's bringing with it a temporary 9,000-seat outdoor amphitheater off the Embarcadero, and a series of big-name concerts. Live Nation is teaming up with the America's Cup organizers to build a venue between Piers 27 and 29, which will be the center for sailing teams, fans, and races. The concert season will run from May 15th to October 15th, and a Sting show has already been announced for June 2nd. During the America's Cup races, visitors can view the action on a giant screen or walk down the pier to the water's edge for a real-life view. Yibing He, John Berge, ICN, San Francisco. An event will be held on February 1st at the Smart Center in Newark, California for the Zhang Zhechuan Painting and Calligraphy Exhibition. Zhang is well known for his unique blend of Eastern and Western painting and his very modern take on calligraphy. He has been practicing the art for over 30 years now and started painting when he was 12. His works are very sought after in both the Chinese and American art communities and collected by many art collectors, galleries, and museums. The Smart Center is also currently hosting a free exhibition of Zhang's work every day between 10 and 4 up until February 28th. Yibing He, John Berge, ICN, San Francisco. Plans to tear down the aging Concourse Exhibition Center and bring 821 new apartments into San Francisco's Showplace Square area have neighborhood groups and the Bay Area's crafts community on defense. The City Planning Commission is expected to take a final vote on the project, which would put 4 6-story buildings on a pair of sites a block apart. The concourse has hosted craft shows and other community festivals for decades and has been a low-cost alternative to the Moscone Center. The entire development is proposed as rental property for family housing. Construction of the project is expected to take up to 2 years. Yibing He, John Berge, ICN, San Francisco. In a report titled China and the U.S. Economy, Advancing a Winning Trade Agenda, the U.S.-China Business Council said that Chinese investment is a crucial part of the U.S. economy, but now is low compared with investments from other foreign companies. Chinese companies invested $6.5 billion in America in 2012, compared to British companies investing $442 billion and German companies investing almost $216 billion. The U.S. CBC highly emphasized U.S.-China relationships and recommended an action plan for the U.S. to set clearer and more transparent guidelines for national security concerns related to Chinese investments in the U.S. to help reduce uncertainty for Chinese investors. Yibing He, John Berge, ICN, San Francisco. The new SF Jazz Center held its opening night concert Wednesday night. The sold-out concert was hosted by comedian Bill Cosby and included performances by McCoy Tyner, Chick Corea, Esperanza Spalding, and other jazz musicians. The brand new 700-seat auditorium, located at Franklin and Fell Streets in the city's Hayes Valley neighborhood, held an opening ceremony on Monday with a brass band playing When the Saints Go Marching In when the doors first opened. The opening of the $64 million building comes on the 30th anniversary of the start of the SF Jazz organization, founded by Randall Klein. Yibing He, John Berge, ICN, San Francisco. The Consulate General's Office of San Francisco held a press release on Thursday to address the Asian community of San Francisco about the coming Chinese New Year. Consul General Gao Zhensheng looked forward to the beginning of the Year of the Snake and mentioned some of the city's plans for celebration of the Spring Festival. Consul General Gao also wished all of the viewers of ICN a happy Chinese New Year directly.
继续关心支持祖国主权国的发展和建设，关心支持中美关系的发展，关心支持两岸关系的和平发展，大家共同努力，为我们祖国中国的不断发展为我们全面建成小康社会为两岸关系和平发展和和平统一，为中美关系的不断发展做出我们的努力，做出我们的贡献。
We here at ICN also hope the new year will bring you much celebration and good fortune. Yibing He, John Berge, ICN, San Francisco. U.S. Senator John Kerry, who is expected to replace Hillary Clinton as the Secretary of State, says he plans to broaden the relationship with China. He told the Senate Foreign Relations Committee on Thursday the two countries shouldn't be adversaries in some way that diminishes our ability to cooperate on a number of things. Kerry recognizes the power that China has, both economically and as a world influence, and thinks it is important to establish a connection that works out for everybody. Many think Kerry is a good candidate for the position of Secretary of State, and he will understand how to effectively work with China in the coming years. Yibing He, John Berge, ICN, San Francisco.